Good morning! It is our last day in Ireland. What we're waiting to do?
We're going to wait to the Guinness factory.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's going to be our last thing to do before we get the ferry over to... what's it called?
Holyhead.
Holyhead in Wales. We're going to be doing a whole tour of the UK. From Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, England, and then back up the road to Scotland. So, let's go to the Guinness factory. Just arrived to the Guinness storehouse car park, and it's pretty big, and it's manned 24/7, so we can even get big camper vans in easily, but we've got the booking first thing of the day, and it's October, so probably a quiet time. We were a bit worried that we wouldn't get in with a camper van or if there'd be height restrictions, but it's easy. Don't have to pay either, it's included in the ticket. So let's go inside. Now the Guinness factory is something that's been on Dad's bucket list for a while now. He's been an avid Guinness drinker most of his life. Not so much for me and Mum. In fact, I only tried my first Guinness in 2022, and that was in an Irish pub in Christchurch, New Zealand. So I'm a newbie to the Guinness drinking. It comes as no surprise that the Guinness Storehouse is consistently ranked as the most visited tourist attraction in Ireland and sees millions of visitors come through its doors each year. Once you arrive up the entrance escalator, you'll be greeted by the Guinness gift store. Here you will find some cool Guinness artifacts that you can give away as gifts, and also some clothing with the Guinness logo on it. As with any gift shop, you can expect to pay a pretty penny, but there are some pretty cool stuff here. Now it's time for us to get this tour kicked off. Just so you know, you can get audio guides for foreigners. These come in the languages French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian and Chinese. And you can also get a sign language tour guide if needed. The first section of the tour looks into the 4 key ingredients used to make Guinness, and this is water, barley, hops and yeast. It goes into great detail showing us the processes these each go through and how it turns into the black stuff in the end. Here's a very swanky display of barley. This is honestly the type of thing as an electrician, clients will ask us, "Oh, I've got a wee light fitting, can you hang for us?" And then we'll arrive and it'll be a monster of a thing like this. The water used for Dublin brewed Guinness comes from the Wicklow Mountains in County Wicklow, which is known colloquially as the Garden of Ireland. However, now Guinness itself is actually brewed in over 50 countries worldwide. As you can read here, the Guinness Storehouse are one of few breweries in the world to roast their own barley on site. They roast 21,000 tonnes of barley every year, and each batch of barley takes 2.5 hours to roast to perfection. Any spent grain from the brewing process is sold to local farmers. I must say that the building itself is way more modern than what I was expecting. All these gadgets and LED lights everywhere is pretty cool. To be honest, I thought we'd be going around like an old dusty shed, checking out old vats that are still functional and that, but it's like a proper sci-fi museum in here. We are way up to the next floor, which is tasting. That's what we're after. Get a taste. Okay viewers, time for a wee spot quiz. Outside of Ireland and the UK, can you guess which country opened the first international Guinness brewery? 3, 2, 1. And the answer is Nigeria. Nigeria opened its Guinness brewery in 1963 and is now the second largest market for Guinness. The tasting rooms are awesome. These doors open on their own into this cool room with mystic smoke coming out of the podiums. It's delicious. It smells like coffee, doesn't it?
Yes.
Here's the man himself, Arthur Guinness, the man, the myth, the legend. He actually signed a lease for this storehouse for 9,000 years when he got it. Clever man. Here they have the Guinness bell that you have to ring for good luck. I think Mum got a bit of a scare how loud it was. The next section of the tour is all about the Guinness advertising. I remember seeing lots of these adverts on the telly when I was younger, especially some of the animals, the seal, the fish on the bike, which you will all see soon. Now we're entering the cinema room. Here you can take a seat and watch on the screens that completely surround you all the adverts over the years used to promote Guinness. Here's a very well-known logo worldwide, and it is the Guinness harp. This was registered as a Guinness Company trademark in 1876 and is of course also the national symbol of Ireland. There are a lot of extra add-on activities you can put onto your ticket, like the Guinness Academy. Here they'll show you how to pour the perfect pint of Guinness. But of course we already know how to do that. I used to work in a bar as well, so no need for that. Instead, we went to the Stoutie, where they print your face onto a Guinness. How cool. Have a competition, see who can drink the most without damaging their picture. It's safe to say Mum won that competition, me and Dad looking a little bit deformed in ours. Now, to end off the tour, we are going up to the Gravity Bar, which is the highest bar in Dublin, where you get the nicest view. You actually get a 360 view of the whole of Dublin, so it's really nice to look out to. struggling to drink our second Guinness. Didn't realise you got 2 pints with the tickets, so with the admission you already get one, and then we booked the one where you get your face in it, but it's quite heavy on the stomach. So that is the end of the Guinness Storehouse tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Highly recommend this if you're going to come to Dublin. I don't think you can come here and not do it. It is only €20 for the general ticket and €8 add on to do the stouty, which we did, where they print your face on a pint. And as I said, there are also other extras where you can learn to pull the pint and that for a reasonable price. We didn't have time to properly check out Dublin because our ferry is just an hour or two away, so we just had to admire the views driving through the city. But we will 100% be back to check it out. I've heard great things about Dublin and definitely want to come here for a night out. We have probably saved a fortune not having a night out here though, as I've heard it can be really expensive and prices of Guinness are now over €10. That's ludicrous. So that is us on our way to catch the ferry after an epic 9 days in Ireland. If you haven't already, please check out the previous videos where you will see me, mum and dad travelling down the wild Atlantic way for the first time. As I said, we cut our trip a wee bit short as we will come back in the future and check out the places that we missed. I am going to split today's video into 2 parts because otherwise you'd be sitting here watching for 40 minutes and who has that kind of attention span these days. So please join us on the next video where we will catch the ferry from Dublin to Holyhead in Wales. I'll see you then viewers, ciao ciao.